treasurer in her role for tonight. Madam VPE, over to you.
Thank you so much, Ms. President. I take this opportunity, especially our guests, and those who will be taking roles during our meeting. I would like to welcome Coralie. I would like to welcome Lebu. I would like to welcome Tabi Singh. I would like to welcome, oh, where are these names now? Excuse me, Tsegofatso, Tedias, and of course our Toastmaster, Mr. Matlo. You are welcome and really feel appreciated that you are here. I haven't forgotten you, Clinton. So let's have a great meeting. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam VPE, for that warm welcome. And if there was anybody that didn't hear their names, know that you are still valued and appreciated. And you can just introduce yourself on the chat box as well, and we'll give you a shout out. And please remember to just fill out the register. A link was posted on the chat group. With that said, I would like to leave you with the words of Robert Collier, who defines success as the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. So come often to our meetings, repeat it, and you will be successful in becoming the best version of yourself. I will now hand over to our wonderful host for tonight, our Toastmaster, Tebogo Ramasho. Over to you.
Yay! Yay! Thank you so much, Madam President. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Northriding Toastmasters Club. And indeed, my name is Tebogo Ramasho, and I am your Toastmaster for this evening. What does that mean if this is your first time at a Toastmasters event? It really means that I am the master of ceremonies for this evening. And at this point in time, I'm kind of the most important, not important, but the one person with authority to run the proceedings of this evening until I hand over power to the club president. So we are going to have fun. The theme for this evening is Evening Tea with Northriding Toastmasters Club. And the protocol is, before all the role players and before anyone addresses the audience this evening, you need to sip on your drink of choice. Don't worry, we will not ask you what is it that you have in your cup. And I like what I see on screen right now. Can I encourage us, don't unmute your microphone, just switch on your video and just maybe somebody can actually even take a picture. Let's see what you have. Let's see our cups. It can be a cold beverage. We will not judge you. We will not ask you what is it that you have in your cup. It's just a matter of, oh, I love this. I think this is a picture moment. Somebody must screenshot this and literally take a picture. I like this. I like, this is so dope. Let's have fun this evening. I love this. Somebody. Interesting things. Okay. Oh, this is a picture moment. Yeah. Thank you so much. Okay. Let's have fun this evening. Thank you so much. Make sure that your drink is far away from your laptop and cell phones. We don't want that happening this evening. So ladies and gentlemen, their program is split into different sessions. We will have the prepared speaking segment. We will have the table topics segment, which is the fun element that we will get to observe this evening. And in addition, we will have an evaluations session. But for us to facilitate the 3 separate segments of the event, we have fellow role players who will be helping me run the proceedings of this evening. And to kick off that, or to kick off the sharing of what these different roles that we have at a Toastmasters meeting are, we have our grammarian, and our grammarian for this evening is Didier. Didier, can you please kindly share with us the role of the grammarian And why? Why do we have a grammarian? Over to you. Halala, halala.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. So I'm a grammarian. As a grammarian, my responsibility is to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to the language usage, and I will take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quote, saying, or taught. As a grammarian also, I have the privilege of introducing the word of the day, which is bodacious. Bodacious, I'm just gonna put it on the screen. I don't know if you guys can see it. Can you guys see it?
No, it's too small for my end.
No, it's too
Yeah.
small. Oh.
Try
No.
it again. You almost
Well,
did it.
but let me.
I would suggest that you will type it in the chat box after
Okay,
you introduced and told us what it means and how we can use it.
Okay, perfect. So bodacious, the meaning of bodacious is excellent, admirable, or attractive. As an example, you can use bodacious by saying, we had a bodacious night, or I wanted a bodacious beach blanket. So that's how you can use the word of the day. I think that's it from my side, but of course you asked me about the role of a grammarian. I think the role of a grammarian is also to help speakers and the member of the club to improve, in terms of how they can, communicate the message and the usage of expression, and also acknowledge those who, make use of proper expression and proper language in English.
Thank you so much. I don't recall seeing you sip on your drink, Mr. Grammarian. I'm not sure if you have.
I think I forgot.
Okay, please fix that while before we get to where you will be busy. So, thank you. Thank you. Yay.
Okay.
Halala. Halala. So, ladies and gentlemen, our second role player is our timer, and our timer is Mutabi. Mutabi, please remember to sip on your drink and tell us what is the role of the timer and why is it important for us to have a timer. Halala, over to you, ma'am. Yes.
Good evening, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and our guests. As a timer tonight, my job is to time all the speeches, and every speaker is allocated time. The importance of that of timing is because as an effective speaker, you are supposed to have an ability to speak within an allocated time. So it's to show that you are an accomplished speaker. You have to be. Sometimes you have limited times when you are given time to speak, so you need to be able to fit whatever you need to say in an allocated time. So we have different speakers. As in table topics, the allocated time for table topics is 1 to 2 minutes, and at 1 minute, I will show you a green. At 1.5 minutes, I will show you a yellow, and at 2 minutes, I will show you a red. And the next group of speakers are the prepared speeches. Our prepared speeches today are 5 to 7 minutes. And at 5 minutes, I will show green. At 6 minutes, I will show yellow. And at 7 minutes, I will show red. The evaluators are also allocated time of 2 to 3 minutes, and at 2 minutes I will show green, and at 2.5 minutes I will show yellow. At 3 minutes I will show red. Thank you. Back to you, Madam Toastmasters.
Thank you so much, Madam Timer. So ladies and gentlemen, an advice to the different speakers is when you speak, remember to pin the timer so that you don't miss the times or the indication in terms of have you met your minimum speech requirement times, or are you seeing red and you need to start wrapping up your speech. So ladies and gentlemen, my role as the Toastmaster and our Madam Timer's role is to ensure that we start and finish this event on time. I see we are running a bit behind schedule. Let's see if we can do these things, if we can make the things that need to make the time to be achieved on time. Ooh, the grammarian is going to have fun with me. Bodaciously of the day correctly. We will hear at the end of the meeting. My favorite role at a Toastmasters event is the and the counter. Ken, this evening, our and counter is Sibongile. Sibongile, can you kindly please tell us what is the role of the counter and why do we have an and counter? Over to you, ma'am. Halala.
Well, my role. My role, good evening, everyone. My role as an counter this evening is exactly what you've just seen happening while I try to sip on my tea, is for me to count all the unnecessary filler words that happen to come in your speech while you're trying to give us a very relaxed and not nerve-wracking speech. So I'll count words like, okay, so, I mean, you know. At the end of the evening, I'll give a report to let you know how you did so that you can improve on your counter. Thank you very much, Ms. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much. I know we can't see you, but we definitely did hear you sip on your drink of choice this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting into the most fun and exciting part of our Toastmasters event. The speakers have spent a few sleepless nights preparing to come and wow us and dazzle us bodaciously this evening. And a challenge to all our speakers is to remember to incorporate the word of the day in your speech. The first speaker, or the first speech rather, will be evaluated by Khadifeli. Can I please ask Khadifeli to share Tando's speech objectives? Khadifeli, over to you, ma'am. Halala, halala, sip on your drink and then tell us the things that we need to hear.
I hope you can hear me sipping. Unfortunately, I can't switch on my video. I just sipped and halala, halala. The purpose of the purpose of Tando's speech is for this project is, the purpose of this project is for the member to apply her mentoring skills to short-term mentoring assignment. The purpose of this speech is the member to share some aspect of her first experience as a Toastmasters mentor. And you have 5 to 7 minutes, Tando. Good luck.
Cool. Halala, halala, halala. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Khadifeli. Ladies and gentlemen, the speech that will be delivered by Tando is titled The Beauty of Mentoring. Before I actually call our speaker, if you are brave and if you can switch on your video. Don't switch on your mic. Switch on your video. We're going to just generate virtual energy for Tando to say we are with her, we are excited. We're just going to do a young wave and then we'll usher her onto our screen. So ladies and gentlemen, our first speaker for this evening is Tando, and his speech is titled The Beauty of Mentoring. The Beauty of Mentoring by Tando. Halala, halala.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. There is a module on pathways that a number of people don't know about. Maybe it's because access to it is not automatic. You get access to it once you complete level 2 of your first path. And this module is called the Pathways Mentor Program. It's the reason why Project 3 for Level 2 of every path is Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. Because that project prepares you to be a Pathways mentor. The module has 3 projects. The first one is Prepare to Mentor. The second one is Mentoring. The third one is Advanced Mentoring. This is the basis of Pathways Mentoring. You cannot be an official Pathways mentor until you go through this module. For Project 2 of the Pathways Mentor Program, called Mentoring, as a mentor, you need to mentor a mentee through a project. When I was asked to be a mentor to a member of my club, I had no idea how much I would gain in such a short amount of time. The member that I was mentoring was a person that I was not really familiar with, which meant that I got to know someone else a little better. When I started my mentee, she had only given her icebreaker speech. That meant that the project that I needed to mentor her through was evaluation and feedback. And for me, evaluation and feedback is one of the most interesting Pathways projects, because the skills that you learn in the project are skills that you for all other projects that come after. In fact, it's skills that you need in life generally. There is beauty in mentoring. And the beauty for me is in the fact that even though as a mentor, you share your experience with your mentee, you also learn as much, if not more, from the experience. You learn from the experience and you also learn from your mentee. I would like to share 3 things that I've learned from my experience. As a mentor, you are not the leader, but you are a shoulder to lean on. That was my experience. When she was preparing for her speeches, I had my ideas, how I wanted her to do things. But what I learned very quickly is that this is not about me. This is her journey. It's about her growth. There's a person named Amelia Rope. She's a chocolatier and she is a former MasterChef contestant. And she said, mentors don't necessarily have the answers, but they can help you find your own answers. And for me, after this experience, I found this very true. And this is some time to time, and I sure need the reminder. The second thing that I learned is patience. I guess this is also related to the first lesson, but I had to learn to slow down and not want my mentee to work according to my timetable. As a mentor, I was there to support her and not make her do things that she felt that she was not ready for. Even if I personally thought she was ready, it was not my place to push. And when it came to patience, the second part was being patient when she was late or could not attend meetings. We usually meet on Friday. And the one time, it was actually our first meeting, and she completely forgot our meeting. I started the meeting and I waited and I waited until I sent a WhatsApp message. We had to reschedule it to the next week. And the interesting thing about that is the fact that I also forgot one of our meetings a few weeks later. And we had to postpone it to another day because of me. So just imagine if I had been angry or irritated when she forgot. How could I dare apologize for forgetting if I could not give her grace when she forgot. So actually, it taught me how to give grace to others and also how to, in return, receive grace. And this, to me, somehow, is related to evaluation and to the learn how to give and you learn how to receive. The last thing that I would like to share with you is something that I already knew, I had learned, but I needed a reminder. And that is, you never stop learning. I have done level 2 twice. This means I've done evaluation and feedback twice. And yet, while I was mentoring her through the level 1 project 2, I learned more things. So you never stop learning. Mentoring is beautiful. I would urge you, all of you, to open yourself up and avail yourself, because a mentor, become a mentor. It will change you, and it will also change your mentee in ways that you may never know. I would leave you with this quote. It was by Jim Rohn, who was an American entrepreneur. And he said, my mentor said, let's go do it, not you go do it. How powerful when someone says let's. Sometimes all a person needs is someone to lean on, to remind themselves that they can do it. And there's beauty in being the person giving the shoulder to lean on. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Halala, 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 halala. Thank you so much, Tandra, for sharing your journey as a mentor with us, and such a beautiful reminder in terms of, you know, what is a mentor. Sometimes we miss it, and as she sips on her beverage for the evening out of her bottle, yes, ma'am, awesome one. Our second speaker this evening, ladies and gentlemen, is Raymond. And Raymond's speech delivery will be evaluated by Clinton. Clinton, can you kindly share with us the speech objectives for Raymond's speech? Over to you, sir.
Madam Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, visitors and guests, absolutely. I can certainly share Raymond's speech objectives for tonight. So Raymond is speaking from level 4, and it's one of the electives on level 4. And his speech is 5 to 7 minutes. And the purpose for his speech is for him to apply his understanding of social media to either 1, enhance an established, or 2, a new social media presence, and then to share that experience with us tonight. So that's the objectives, and his speech, as I mentioned, is 5 to 7 minutes, and it's called The Rift of Identities. Good luck, Raymond.
Cool. Thank you so much, Clinton, for sharing that with us. So ladies and gentlemen, we will do the same. We will switch on our videos and create virtual energy for Raymond. It's interesting, right? When the objectives were shared with us, Clinton mentioned social media. The beauty about the improved or the new Toastmasters program is that it's designed to align to the things that we do in our lives, the things that are current. So ladies and gentlemen, our second speaker, Raymond, with the speech titled The Rift of Identities. The Rift of Identities by Raymond. Over to you, sir. We must, oh yeah. Awesome.
Good evening, guests and Madam Toastmaster. Our world today is a barrage of social media platforms. You can choose from Facebook, LinkedIn, WeChat, WhatsApp, you name them, Twitter, Instagram, we all use them. September 2020 marks exactly 11 years since I joined one of the most popular social media platforms, the brainchild of Zuckerberg, Facebook. Over the years, I've used Facebook to find friends. I've used Facebook to find colleagues. I've used Facebook to check on loved ones. I've used Facebook for various purposes, social purposes, invite people to come to functions, listen to people for encouragement, listen to people for support, and it has just been awesome. I have discovered over the years, as Facebook grew to the present 2.7 billion users out of the about 3.8 billion social media accounts that are around the world, that it has transformed greatly, such that even though we did not know that social is business, today we know that business is social. 2020 came with opportunities and challenges. For wherever there is a challenge, an opportunity lurks bodaciously in the background. We found ourselves locked down, total lockdown. Nobody would move around. You were supposed to stay indoors. This, ladies and gentlemen, became the greatest part to me of 2020. I revisited my lost passion. I literally had forgotten that I'm a musician. And during lockdown, I released my first ever single. I was so excited about it. The only thing that became a problem was that how were people going to know about the new Raymond? How were people going to realize that Raymond had rediscovered his talent? Social media came to my rescue. I discovered I could create a page on Facebook. I discovered I could create a page on Twitter, on Instagram. I could link Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook into a one consolidated account. The beauty of social media. This was beautiful. But there is no beauty without ashes. As I discovered the pain of being on social media, I had already been on social media. I am Raymond Chisara on Facebook. But now I needed a new identity. I was a musician. I was a newly released musician, gospel musician for that matter. And Ray Chisara Music was the new Raymond Chisara. Raymond Chisara is on many Facebook platforms. Raymond Chisara on LinkedIn is a professional learning and development specialist. Raymond Chisara on Facebook is just another guy who enjoys his own social life. Ray Chisara Music had to distinguish himself. He was a brand. He needed something new. It was not the new norm. And in the words of one British author, Charles Leadbeater, "You are what you share," vividly came to my mind as I discovered that Raymond Chisara and Ray Chisara, the musician, are two different people. Ray Chisara has to entertain his audience. They call them followers. Ray Chisara was a new identity. It was a rift of identities. Who would I go with? Ray Chisara demanded me to be on social media every day. My followers, they need new content. My followers need fresh things, just like restaurant customers. They visit the restaurant, there has to be fresh and new food. So were my followers. The Raymond Chisara used to post whatever he liked. Ray Chisara music should only post what tastes good and what tastes nice. We are living in a world today where attention is the new currency. Next time you decide you want to promote a brand, you want to promote yourself, you want to promote a new identity, different from the old one, remember that it is a rift of identities. Ladies and gentlemen, social media is a rift of identities. Madam Toastmaster.
Halala, 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 halala. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Oh, I like that. I like that. Ladies and gentlemen, business is social. Business is social. Can I kindly, that concludes our speaking, our prepared speeches segment. Can I kindly ask Madam Timer to share the Timer's report for the benefit of our evaluators? Over to you, ma'am. Halala,
Okay.
halala.
Tando spoke for 7 minutes and 10 seconds, and she was within time. Raymond spoke for 6 minutes and 17 seconds, also within time. Thank you. Back to you, Madam Toastmasters.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I am looking at our agenda. We have a few more, we have 4 minutes. We are 4 minutes ahead of schedule. Can we please not drop this 4 minutes? We will observe a 5-minute comfort break. I think it's then the evaluators will go to the breakaway session. Mr. SAA, I will take your guidance from this point onwards.
Yes, thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster. The time right now is 6:40. So I suggest we have a break till 6:47. Our evaluators, I shall move you guys into the breakout room and maybe I'll join you guys for that meeting. But for now, everybody, shelter 6:47.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes. 6:47.
This is my favorite part where we can all just chat to each other. Want me to turn my video on?
Yes. Raymond, you better link us our music so we can play through one of the breaks, eh?
It's a good idea.
I will definitely send it. Thanks.
Can we hear some now, or is that too late to ask?
Next meeting, Zakia.
Meeting. You are in charge of music.
Okay.
The music master. There's a new role that we're adding, music master.
I would like that one.
Yeah. Doesn't
I
it
know,
feel like
I know Nandi likes music as well.
Our ears are starving. We want to hear your music.
it feels
Zakia,
like
don't you have that nice music that you play normally on that masterclass?
I do.
Put it on.
I can, let me find it.
Do you have a masterclass playlist?
No, so how the masterclass works is the facilitators choose their own music and we play it for them. And Maud and I take turns to have a music slot because we can't have both of us doing it. And then the end music, Frank Suro actually, I usually text him last minute and like, please send me links, and then I forget where I lose the links, and then it's every month I'm doing that. There's some cool ones, hey? Let me see if I can find something in our WhatsApp.
Cool.
Adi, are you there?
I am here, Mr. Sergeant at Arms.
Your fellow evaluator, Mr. Clinton, is in the breakout room. I sent you an invite as well, if you want to join him.
Oh.
I can't find, I don't know where he sends us those things. It's our Zoom group.
Thaddeus, it's good to see you again. How are you? Oh, perhaps he's gone for a break.
But doesn't it feel like so long, like that we've gotten together?
It does. It feels like a century. I was actually thinking that.
I also felt the same too. I thought we jumped some week or something.
I was so sure we had a meeting last week because it just feels like it can't be too long a gap before we're back again.
Yeah, we actually had, because last month we had, last week we had the first of the month was just a day before Wednesday. So it feels like it should be the Wednesday that we're meeting, but it was not a Wednesday because it was still the previous month, you know. So yeah, so we sort of gained an extra day in a way. So that made us to have 5 weeks all together.
But I think now till the end of the year, it's every second week again. We're back to
yes.
Yeah, 3 weeks is way too long. Even though I go to other meetings, this is my meeting that I have to come to.
Yeah, it's like 4 days.
Yeah. Are you guys coming to the humorist competition thing tomorrow?
I can't make it.
Yeah, I will be there.
Yeah, I saw. Okay, I'm not allowed to say what.
Please tell me how it goes.
Yeah, I will. We can try it then if it goes well.
I'm just going for the laughs. Just want to
You're going
laugh.
for the laugh. Yeah, I'm a little worried about my role there because it's not like I'm a funny person and get most jokes. So we'll see.
It's supposed to be fun.
What you say, Mom?
Was that ruffle for me?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, okay.
But Mom, you're talking too much. You know, you have to have a level of secrecy for these things. You know, when you get into a meeting, you gotta have sunglasses on, wear a scarf. People must know. You have to be like a spy undercover.
I'm not gonna be tomorrow.
Now you're changing the story. I like it. The training has paid off.
Boko, you're muted.
Oh yes, I wanted to say we're on 6:47.
Yeah.
Yes, if you're ready to go, Toastmaster, I bestow you the power to get this meeting back on its feet, especially just for you, Taboko.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to our second segment of our Toastmasters event. The next segment is one of my favorite segments. I think I did confess earlier on. We have Tsegofatso Chilowa, who is imported all the way from the other side of Johannesburg from Vodacom Toastmasters Club to be our table topics master. Ladies and gentlemen, let's generate virtual energy for Tsegofatso Chilowa, who will be our table topics master. Over to you, Tsegofatso. Halala, halala, halala.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster. I first need to observe protocol before I get started. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to one of the best and most exciting segments of any Toastmasters meeting. That's the table topics session, which is impromptu speaking for everyone who's in this meeting today. Basically, I will need 3 to 4 volunteers who will help me make sure that we have fun in this segment and as well educate others and prepare them to think on their feet. Before we get started, I'd like to ask, is there anyone who would like to volunteer, or should I randomly pick people? I'm gonna give you 5 seconds. I would like to give it a try. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I love actually picking people because I can see who's quiet and who isn't quiet. Can I please get Lebu to just unmute their mic and video and say, ready?
How did I know that I would be the first name on your list? For the
You've been too quiet. You've been too quiet in this meeting.
All right,
Thank you so much, Lebu, for taking part. I'm going to ask you to pick one of the 4 categories for me, please. Beverage, snacks, tea with, stories over tea.
Let's see. Let's go with beverages. I think there's a nice story in that one.
Beverages, okay.
I think that's gonna be, yeah, okay.
No problem.
So what do I need to do?
Between 1, 2, and 3, which topic would you like to get?
Okay.
1, 2, or 3. You have to select before.
Oh, I just need to pick a number. Okay, give me 3. Here's a good number.
Okay, 3. Awesome. So Lebu's topic is based on beverages, and because it's evening tea with Northriding Toastmasters, his topic will be, what is the correct amount of teaspoons of sugar should one have in their tea? Because I know this is a very debatable topic. Lebu, you have 1 to 2 minutes. All the best.
Okay, fantastic. When can I get started? Just anytime?
Now, yes.
All right, fantastic. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Before I forget, I shall, how did Tahofata put it? Observe protocol. I hope you're all well. My name is Lebo Mashiho. I am a new member to the Toastmasters Club. Thank you so much for having me in the family. I'm really looking forward to experiencing this journey with you guys. When it comes, okay, you see that I need to get over that, but it'll happen. When it comes to putting sugars in your beverage or your tea specifically, I feel as if it's something that needs to be personalized. You know, it's something that needs to be separated from what others might think about you. I once put up to 5 sugars in my tea, and I was cool with that. I was really cool with that because, you know, who doesn't like sugar? But then as I grew up, I realized that too much sugar really around, and it was, you know, putting a lot of fat on my face. So I decided to kind of dial it down a bit. But at the end of the day, if you're going to be putting sugar in your beverage, it needs to be a decision that you make based on your own preferences, what you like, what your body likes, or what your body responds to. If someone tells you that you're putting too much sugar in your beverage, if they tell you that the amount that you put in your beverage is a bit, I tried to use the word of the day, but that didn't quite fit in. Let me try and rephrase. If someone unbodaciously, I hope that counts, tries to tell you how many sugars you should put in your beverage, then just tell them off. If you like to put 5, 6, 7, heck, even 8 sugars in your beverage, go ahead. Make yourself fat, it's your life. But the bottom line, point I'm trying to make is don't let other people dictate your life. Thank you very much. I don't see how else I could have spoken about sugar and tea. I'm sorry.
No problem. Thank you so much, Lebu. I think that was a Bodegas speech. You did well. We really appreciate that. And just like Lebu said, there is no right amount of teaspoons of sugar. So next time you see a friend of yours put 8 teaspoons of sugar in their cup of tea, you can't tell them that that's too much because, like Lebu said, there's no right amount. Thank you so much. Next up, I would like to choose Raymond did a speech. Ntabi Singh, can you please unmute your mic and your video? Isn't Ntabi Singh on the call? All right, looks like I can't get a hold of it.
Oh, she actually is still here. She is still here. She might be away right now, but she is still in the call.
Okay, can we get Larry? I hope I'm saying your name right. Larry. Lerry.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. Just like how Lebu did it, you're going to choose one out of the 4 topics. First one, beverages. Second, snack. Third, tea with. And fourth, stories over tea.
I think I'll go with snack.
Snack. Awesome.
Yeah, snack.
Now choose a number between 1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3. I'll choose 3.
3. Awesome.
Yes.
Your topic is share with us some of your favorite classic tea combos you enjoyed when you were young. An example would be, my favorite would be brown bread, black tea with butter. So share with us some of your favorite classic tea combos that you enjoyed when you were young. You have 1 to 2 minutes. The stage is all yours.
I think his video might have frozen there. I'm not sure.
I heard his audio, so I thought you were still thinking about it. Larry, are you still with us?
He just dropped now, unfortunately. Oh, bad timing. Okay. I'm sure he'll be back soon.
Okay, I'll just choose another participant. Can I get Nandi? Is Nandi with us?
I am with you.
And she's ready. Awesome. Just like how I did with Larry and Lebu, you're gonna choose one out of the 4, which is beverage, snacks, tea with, stories over tea.
Sorry about that network.
Oh, Larry's back. Awesome. Are you ready to start?
Okay, you said, I chose snack and then I chose number 3. Yes,
which is share with us some of your favorite classic tea combos. For an example, yes, my favorite example would be brown bread with butter and black tea. It was one of my favorite tea combos. And now you get to do the same, to share some of your favorites with us.
Okay, favorite tea combos. All right, good evening, everyone. This is actually my first time here, and I hope I won't disappoint you. I'll try my best. My favorite tea combos. Well, okay, obviously they're the basic ones like Rainbow's Coffee. And then there are also the other tea combos whereby when you're sick. So obviously I think everyone knows the home remedies that are made by their mothers. Some are not nice, some are nice, but I actually discovered one that I actually do like amongst those tea combos. So I guess my mother would keep on trying each combo at different times, but then also would also put a different, how can I say, I would put a different ingredient within that combo. So eventually I found out that combo. So it was more of boiling, I think everyone knows, boiling the guava leaves. And then, okay, obviously when you boil the guava leaves, it's not so nice on its own. So you can also add garlic as well. You just cut up the garlic and then put it inside the guava water. And then you could also put, what's it called? You can also put mid lemon in that tea combo as well. And then the thing that actually makes I actually like my tea combo sweet. So to make it sweet, I actually put honey. So honey actually makes it quite sweet and enjoyable. And when you're sick, you can also heal at the same time. So I would say that's my favorite tea combo. Yes. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Larry. I think all of us just learned something new, that you can actually add guava leaves into your tea combo. So I'm actually going to give that one a try. What a bodega's choice of tea I'll be having. And I hope everyone else in the chat will also give it a try, everyone in this meeting. If you have ever heard of tea with guava leaves, just drop a comment, or maybe you have some also amazing tea combos, just drop it into the chat box and let's share some ideas with us. Now we had Nandi waiting to take up a table topics. Does she still need help remembering the choices that she has? Or do you remember beverage, snacks, tea with, stories over tea?
Stories over tea.
Stories over tea. I'm sure you know by now you need to choose a number between 1, 2, and 3.
Let's go with 2.
2. Awesome. Your topic will be, share with us a lesson using tea as a metaphor for the story. So create a lesson and use tea, whether the ingredients or how you make tea, as a metaphor towards the story.
Wow, what a very challenging table topic. There is something so special about tea. I'm not sure if it's its calming effects or its soothingness that tethers itself to our childhood. You see, like tea, many of us are created in certain ways to be enjoyed in certain ways as well. For example, some people would prefer to brew their tea on a stove. I have an aunt of mine that loved to put the tea and the milk and the water and boil it all at once in a pot. But there's also the simple tea bag, straight into the mug and then stirred and taken, with milk, without milk, with sugar, without sugar, with bodacious amounts of sugar, or with just a little bit and just enough to add that kick in the tea. People are like that. Some you have to approach not necessarily with a pinch of salt, but you have to approach them carefully, understanding that they are more unsugared people, or that they require you to show them a little bit more amounts of love. At the end of the day, our interactions with each other should be like drinking a cup of tea. We should feel happy, calm, and all things that we do should be to our liking and to our taste. So, the next time you have a cup of tea, think about what that says about your character. Over to you, Mr. Table Topics Master.
Wow, 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 wow. Thank you so much, Nandi, for that amazing table topics. I feel today we have learned a lot and have learned bodega's ways of having our tea, enjoying it, making it, as well as applying it to our personal lifestyles. Now, just to conclude this session, I just want to encourage you guys, whenever you're visiting or at the specific club meeting, do try to participate in the table topic session, as this will help you with your impromptu speaking. These lessons will come in handy should you be stuck in an elevator with someone impressive and you want to present a business idea, or maybe you want to shoot your shot with someone else. We don't know. However, this session will help you with your impromptu speaking and make sure that you're at the top of your game whenever you are asked to do a speech and you are not ready for it. With that being said, thank you so much for this opportunity, and I'd like to hand over the reins back to our Toastmaster of the day, Deborah. Thank you.
Ala, trust Tsegofatso to sneak in some of the younger people's lingo. What is shoot your shot, Tsegofatso? Do you want to explain to us in the chat box what that means, huh?
Shooting your shot. So Shooting your shot basically means should you see someone you like and you think you don't stand a chance, we say shoot your shot, because that means take a chance, and if you hit, you win. If you miss, oh well, there's always next time.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's generate virtual energy for our table topics master for that amazing, intriguing Toastmasters segment. Thank you. Thank you so much. So ladies and gentlemen, when I started the session, I was so eager to get the ball rolling that I forgot to call up Carolee to facilitate the toast of the evening. So ladies and gentlemen, let's take this opportunity, charge your glass, charge your mugs, charge your cans. And as we usher onto our screen, Carolee, to administer, to facilitate rather, the toast of the evening. Halala, over to you, Carolee.
It's actually better at 7 o'clock because we can't be drinking tea anymore. We need to be drinking wine in a glass. I have never come across evening tea, but I know afternoon tea and high tea. Afternoon tea brings up a picture to me of elegantly dressed ladies more than 100 years ago in a drawing room, not even a lounge, with maybe a couple of men talking about the events of the day whilst they ate beautifully thinly sliced white bread sandwiches, crusts off tiny little diamonds, or lovely iced cakes. But they drank tea and they talked about the day. Now, high tea is my other one. When I moved, I lived in Sunderland for a long time on the northeast coast of England, and it was a coal mining and shipbuilding area in those days. And when I moved into digs or a boarding house, we had high tea, which is what all the workers did. The men came home from work from a day down the coal mine or working on the shipyards, and they were given this meal. Firstly, it would be something cooked, maybe sausages with egg or cottage pie, and then they would have bread, maybe sandwiches, a dessert. But all the time they drank tea with it and they talked about what had happened in the day. So where did tea come from? If you look on most of your packets, you will see Ceylon. Now, Ceylon was at the southern tip of India, a little island, until it was renamed Sri Lanka. And that was where a lot of tea came from. If you went to northeast India, Darjeeling was another source of tea. And there, women still to this day pick the newest, smallest, freshest leaves to make tea for us. But in all this, we are united in communication. So I would ask you to drink to bodacious tea. I'm raising a glass. It's too late for a cup of tea, but raise your glasses to tea, the uniter of communication. The uniter of communication.
Cheers.
Yes.
Tea, the uniter of communication. Halala, thank you so much, Carolee, for that informative toast of the evening. When I did a Google search around how tea was discovered, it is said that it was really discovered accidentally. So a gentleman was sitting under a tree and the tea leaves blew into his hot water. And from that point onwards, we then years later have tea. Ladies and gentlemen, that prepares us to go to our last segment of this evening, which is the feedback session. The feedback session will see us observing evaluations delivered by our two evaluators, and the feedback that they'll be delivering is really their observations and their point of views of how the different speakers delivered their speech in relation to their objectives. But what's very interesting is that the speech evaluation is actually a mini speech. It also needs to have an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. So ladies and gentlemen, to kick off the session, I would like to call up Khadifeli, who will be delivering the speech evaluation for Tando's speech. Khadi, over to you, ma'am. Halala, halala, halala.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. I will just quickly hand over to Clinton as he is the evaluations chair. Clinton, over to you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kadi, and Madam Toastmaster again, good evening. I'm quickly running out of my drink. I couldn't refill because I was in the evaluation session, so I'll have to drink it extremely slowly. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters again, and welcome to this part of the evening, which is probably one of my favorites, at least, and I have to agree with Madam Toastmaster, because effectively the reason why we are all here as Toastmasters is to improve ourselves and improve our communication skills. And what better way to do that than to get feedback on the speeches that have been delivered tonight. So effectively, the two speakers that spoke tonight needed objectives that they had to meet, and the evaluators have gone away and they'll be providing evaluations on those speeches. And that is effectively the part of this session. And this is really so that they can help improve themselves and become better speakers and communicators as we go along. So the first evaluator for tonight, I'd like to call upon Khadi. Khadi, please, can you come online and give us your evaluation?
Awesome. Thank you so much, Clinton. I am going to give feedback on Tando's speech. Tando, great speech. Thank you so much for sharing your mentor-mentee relationship experience with us. I thoroughly enjoyed your speech. I loved the authentic stories that you shared with us. I loved the lessons that you shared with us, because as you were talking, especially when you spoke about learning to be patient, I just put myself in your shoes, and I actually know that when I'm a mentor, in most cases, I am more of a leader than a mentor. So your story just helped me remember that as a mentor, I'm not a leader, but I am just there for someone to be able to lean on. And as a mentor, you are not there to force your ideas on the mentee, but you are just there to listen to their ideas and then just help them get their ideas out. I think that actually really spoke to me, because I know some of the times I just want to push the mentees to do, but it's not about me, rather it is about them. The lessons that you shared, I think they resonated with most of us in the call, because I saw a couple of comments on the chat box saying that they taking the wisdom from you, and so well done on that. I think your close was powerful. I love the quote that you shared about Jim Rohn, that his mentor said that let's do this together, not sending the mentee out there and say, go do it on your own. So I think that was very powerful. And we should always remember that someone always needs someone to lean in. So I think you closed off very powerful. So your speech was good because it had opening, it has body, and it has conclusion, and you are a good storyteller. I think your story was authentic. We could relate to it, or at least I could relate to your story. So well done on delivering that powerful speech. What I think you can improve on is, when you started off your speech, you shared some information about pathways and your project, which I don't think it was relevant to your speech. The information is important, and thanks for sharing it, but it was not relevant to your speech. So immediately when you started sharing that, I got a bit confused, thinking, why is she talking about this? Does it has anything to do with the speech that she's going to share? So I think you lost a couple of audience during that session that you were sharing the information. So my suggestion would be, maybe open with powerful quote, the same as you closed with powerful quote. Have a powerful opening, It can be a question, or it can be a rhetorical question or a quote. And then the other thing that I think you could also improve on is it looked to me as if you're reading your speech. So your speech was authentic, it was real, it is your own story. So maybe instead of reading it, just memorize the main points and concentrate on those main points and not read your story throughout. And I felt a bit that where you're sitting now, currently, it is more brighter than when you were delivering your speech. It was a little bit darker, but now it is fine. So maybe you could have also tested your camera prior to delivering the speech. But overall, I enjoyed your speech. Good storytelling. There are so many lessons that I've got from your speech. I loved your closing. I loved the quote that you shared, and I'm so excited to hear more and learn from your next speeches. Well done, Tando. Over to you, Mr. Evaluations Chair.
Thank you, Halifele, and well done again, Tando, for your speech. I think I have to agree with everything that Khadi just mentioned. It was a very, very well-delivered speech, and I could certainly tell the passion that you have for mentorship. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to welcome the next evaluator for this evening, and his name is Clinton Middleton. Please, can you put your hands together and help me welcome Clinton Middleton? We have to entertain ourselves somehow. I mean, we all stuck at home. Okay, so I am going to be, apologies, Madam Toastmaster. That's my last bit. Fortunately, it's towards the end of the meeting. Raymond Chisara, Rift of Identities. Our world today is a barrage of social media platforms. Social is business, business is social. How would people know about the new Raymond? I was a musician. You are what you share. Raymond, all of these one-liners that you landed in your speech really stood out for me. And I think that you had such a powerful speech tonight. The purpose for your speech was really to demonstrate your understanding of social media platforms, on either building on an existing platform or establishing a new one. And you really demonstrated a very in-depth understanding of social media and how it works and what it takes to build a brand in this day and age. I could really get a good sense that you had overcome quite a few things to be able to help establish yourself in this new world. One of the things that I really enjoyed about your speech is, and I thought about, I don't know if you know who Joseph Campbell is, and he's got something called the hero's journey. It's probably one of the best demonstrations of how storytelling can be told. And I feel that you demonstrated that to the T. You started up and you talked about COVID and how we were all going through the same thing, where we were all stuck at home. You discovered this new identity of you as a musician, but this was an unknown thing for you. We all of a sudden started wondering how you were going to actually help establish this identity that you had rediscovered. You were overcoming challenges. You were realizing that it's actually not as cut and dry of building your own platform or building your own brand on social media. But at the end of the day, you came out victorious. You were able to build that brand and you rediscovered yourself as a musician. I just love the way that you took us on that journey from beginning to end. I love the restaurants metaphor that you brought in, where you talked about how important it actually is to not just serve the same food every day, but it's about serving new and enhanced food every single day and improving as you go along. And it was absolutely peppered with humor. I love how you spoke about yourself in the third person. We could certainly understand and relate to everything you were saying. And your speech title was intriguing, but I loved how you closed the loop right at the end. So I thought your speech construct was great. You had a great intro, body, and conclusion. Two things that I would suggest for you to improve on. One is you have rediscovered that you're a musician. Why not give us a little song at the end of your speech to really elevate that speech and just bring in a little bit of something that we wouldn't have expected. And then secondly, when you do that and when you break out in that song, stand and deliver that speech. So overall, very well done, Raymond. I think you met and far exceeded the objectives that you needed to do for your speech. And you really had a very entertaining speech, and well done. And I look forward to your next one. So that concludes my evaluation for. And that concludes the evaluation session for tonight. I hope that the speakers got some value out of the two evaluators that provided their evaluation for tonight. And I hope those that were listening in took some understanding from the evaluations that we had given to the speakers. So that concludes my part for the evening. I'd like to hand it back to Madam Toastmaster.
Halala, 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 halala. Thank you so much, Clinton. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our feedback session. But we have another extension of the feedback session. I will kindly ask Mutabi to please, maybe let me actually end with our timer because she still needs to time our grammarian and our R counter. Can I kindly ask our grammarian to please share with us the Bodacious Grammarian's Report? Ladies and gentlemen, let's create energy for our grammarian. Halala, halala, halala,
Okay.
halala. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. I think tonight, the use of the word of the day was not really, people did not really use the word. I mean, you used the word quite in a number of times. If I have to count, I look at my report, I think six times. I mean, you used the word, I think 3 times, and Raymond 1 time, and Lebo as well. I think Lebo is the one who made the speech during the table topic. Yeah, but beside that, I mean, there's been a great use of the English language. I think for Tendo, I recall she said a mentor is a shoulder to lean on. And she also spoke about giving grace to others. I really like those, expression that she used. And Raymond, you started off your speech with our word is a barrage of social media platform. That was quite, captivating. And you say there is no beauty without ashes. That was quite amazing. And the rift of identity, that really captivated my attention. And then Nandi, I really enjoyed the part where you made the correlation between the tea and people. You even say our interaction with each other should be like drinking tea. And Madam Toastmaster, you even say something very interesting. Usher to usher to our screen. I mean, that was quite good as an expression. So overall, I mean, people have really used different kind of expression that was a learning for me. I don't know about the others on the call, but it was a good command of the English language. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Halala, 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 halala. So ladies and gentlemen, our next role player to share their report is our accountant, Sibongile. Over to you, ma'am. Halala, halala, halala.
Good evening again, fellow Toastmasters. Thank you, Ms. Toastmaster, for this opportunity to report on my role tonight. I'll start with Didi. You had 3 ears and 4 arms. Clinton, you had 2 ends, 2 ears, and 3 arms. Khadi, you had 3 ends, 2 ears, and 1 arm. Sekhofatso, you had 3 ears, and 1 arm. Larry, you had 5 arms. Lebu, you had 3 ears, and you had a new one that I haven't reported on before, Aish. That was 1. Tando, you had 3 M's and 1 A. Those are the ones that I took out, Miss Toastmaster. Thank you so much.
Halala, halala, halala. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Then I would like to ask our timer, Mutabi, to please share the timekeeper's report. Over to you, ma'am. Halala, 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 halala.
Thank you, Ms. Toastmasters. I will start with the table topics. Lebo spoke for 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Larry spoke for 1 minute and 59 seconds. 90 spoke for 1 minute and 42 seconds. And our evaluators, Khadifeli, spoke for 3 minutes and 50 seconds, went over time. Clinton, on the evaluation, he spoke for 3 minutes, 35 seconds. And on being the chair, he spoke for 1 minute, 11 seconds. The grammarian reporter, Didier, spoke for 2 minutes, 14 seconds. The Sbongile on our counter spoke for 1 minute, 6 seconds. Over to you, Madam Toastmasters.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Halala, halala, halala. Ladies and gentlemen, I will ask us to have another group photo. So can we kindly switch on our videos? We can show our glasses. I know Carrie already has her glass of wine. We'll take one last group picture to show that we are still fresh. We are still fresh and we are almost at the end of the evening. The person who's taking the picture will give us a sign that we should smile or pose.
Just waiting for Ted. Ted, is your webcam on today?
What?
Is your webcam? You have your webcam working today? Can you pose for a photo?
No.
Yay! We have everybody except Khadi, but her webcam is broken, so it's not our fault. Okay, 3, 2, 1, taking a picture. Yay! Say cheese. Got it. Thanks, guys.
Cheese. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. One interesting fact about tea in South Africa. Only in South Africa, we find rooibos tea. Other people know it as fynbos. That is the one thing that the world has tried to take to other countries, but it never worked. This concludes my assignment as the Toastmaster of the evening. This has been fun. Thank you to each and every one of you who entertained the idea of bringing in a hot or a cold beverage. I would like to officially hand over to our general evaluator, Busisiwe. Let's generate energy for her. Halala, 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 halala.
Hey.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hi, everyone. And thank you, Northriding, for the invitation to your meeting and the opportunity to be a general evaluator for your meeting. It was a great meeting. I enjoyed. And one of the biggest words I wrote on my notes is capital letters, energy from your Toastmasters. I'll quickly run through your meeting and just highlight points that I picked up as what you did well and also areas of improvement similar to an evaluation. What I wrote, the Toastmaster, you did great. You used the word of the day quite often, which helped encourage the use of the word and keep it top of mind in the meeting. I also liked that you, another thing I wrote is, in our club, we're having the discussion about whether to keep cameras on or off. And some people saying they're not liking speaking to a Zoom meeting and all the cameras are off and you're just speaking to names. It feels a little bit impersonal. So I was thinking about like turning on cameras on and off is like asking a speaker whether they want a lantern in front of them or removed when you're giving the speeches. So I would say that going forward, that you discuss within your club where the members want that, where they want to see faces, they want to talk to people on a Zoom call, or for their nerves, they would want the camera to be switched off, and the Toastmaster manages that. So you speak to the prepared speakers up front, you know what you're requesting, and then during the meeting, then you request the attendees to switch the cameras on or off. I enjoy that you use the theme throughout the meeting, and also that also added to the energy of the meeting. The only thing I would do different as a Toastmaster within your program will be having a section where you introduce the speaker. So what you did, you jumped straight into the evaluator instead of first introducing the speaker. Then after introducing the speaker, you introduce the evaluator and then go back to say Tando, the mentoring of the bit of mentoring Tando. So it will be nice to also introduce the speaker, who they are, maybe tie the introduction of the speaker to the theme. You also, the Toastmaster also jumped a little bit. Obviously, we know she skipped the toast, and also from the program, from giving the report, it was the timer was supposed to give a report first, but then you jumped and went to grammarian account, and then you went back to timer. So I'll just encourage you to follow the program as it is, because when we're sitting here, we're confused. Why are you jumping? Why did you miss something? Did you miss it on purpose? Or is it something you discussed within your club that we're not aware of? In terms of all the role players, great call to order, great welcoming from the members of the club. I'm also looking at your program. I enjoy that program changes are done by VPE. You have a treasurer doing introductions. Apologies are done by secretary. I like those 3 points in your program, and I'm looking to actually add those in our program, and having an involvement of more of our EXCO members in the program, whereas now it's literally just the president and the secretary who are the EXCO members in the program. So I found that very interesting and looking to add that in our program, in our club. The grammarian, Didier, you did a great job describing your role, sharing the word of the day, the meaning, and using it in an example. Also the Tamu Mutabi, you described your role, and you gave the allocated times for table topic evaluations and prepared speeches. You also used cards that we could visibly see when it was green, yellow, or red. Our counter also did a great job. I mentioned the toast that was missed. A table topics master also did a great job. You picked your topics according to the theme of the day, which also tied it up very nicely with the meeting. And I absolutely love the way you also closed off the meetings by stressing the importance of participating in impromptu meetings and impromptu speeches, and impromptu speeches actually helping us improve as speakers. Toast from Coralie, great, informative, very, like usually my toasts are like 1 or 2 sentences. I like how you put a lot of depth into your toast, and it was also aligned to the theme. Just to close off, just two points. Your table topics, your time seemed a bit long. The allocated time shown in your program is actually 21 minutes, but it's showing 1.5 and 2 minutes, which is incorrect. And also your table topics time, I feel like 21 minutes is a bit too long for a program that only has 2 speeches. And also the reason why we are ahead of time is because the table topics finished quicker than the allocated 21 minutes that was allocated on the program. Also on your program on 1925, you said give times for evaluator, as the timer gives time for the evaluators and the table topics speeches. So also you have to look at how you described this in your program. But overall, I loved your meeting. Thank you for the opportunity to be part of your meeting, and all the best for your future meetings. Thank you. And I think I need to hand back to the president. President Kandi, it's back to you.
Thank you, Pasisiwe, for that very comprehensive and valuable evaluation. I do think that we will take your insights going forward. I hadn't thought about that aspect about the cameras, whether the speaker wants them on or off. So that's definitely something we can look at incorporating going forward. I just want to say that tonight was an absolutely wonderful meeting, and I want to extend gratitude to our Toastmaster of the evening, Halala. You did a fantastic job. I love the energy that you kept going throughout, and it's an absolute delight to have had you guide us through the evening today. And to each and every one of the role players, we have learned something from you, and it's one of those things that we will take going forward, be it the tea, the guava leaves that we can all, I'm sure, are curious to go and try, and or if it's just knowing about tea. It has been a very valuable meeting. So thank you to all the role players. Thank you to all the participants. I hope to see you again at our next meeting. But before we close off, I just want to hear from a few voices that we haven't heard this evening, and just to hear whether you have any other feedback beyond the general evaluation. Can I just ask Martin Ayala, if you are there, please, if you can tell us how you found the evening?
Good evening. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Great. For me here, it's still it's noon. I'm from Chicago. My second time visiting you guys, and I completely enjoyed it. It was a great break. I have a very difficult day today. We have taxes. You know about taxes. We have a deadline today, and I help people with taxes. So listening to you guys and being part of your group today, visiting, especially listening about tea and some of the great table topics that we had and some of the great stories I really enjoyed. I also feel like you, great suggestion about having the host controlling and having some sort of say into, or the speaker, whether he wants the faces or maybe not. That's a great suggestion. I'm gonna borrow that and take that to my clubs and make that suggestion. I'm gonna borrow that from you guys. Perfect. Other than that, it's a great experience. I'm looking forward to the next one, and maybe someday you can come and visit our clubs.
Thank you, Martin. You sound like your job is stressful, but we are so happy that we could bring some calmness to your day. And definitely, please let us know the details of your club so we can also visit. We love having you here, and hopefully we can again enjoy the evening with you on the last Wednesday of, well, the fourth Wednesday of this month. So thank you very much for that feedback. And Thaddeus? Thaddeus, would you like to? Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I just had a trouble turning my mic back on. I just wanted to tell you that I really enjoyed the meeting. It was very profound. The evaluations were so exact, and so I was really paying attention to the evaluations as well. The part about the camera, we all learned from competitions that a lot of people didn't like the camera being on, so they didn't want to have their competitions in front of people making all sorts of different faces. So that's why we've gotten accustomed to, and I've gotten accustomed to turning my camera off. But it's a good idea for the Toastmaster to ask people, to ask speakers, do you want those faces, the cameras on or off? So that would be a good idea. I never even thought about that. The idea of how you go through and explain everything in terms of what the roles are in the beginning, that's fantastic. I think the club, we have a lot to learn from you guys. You've done an excellent job, a very detailed meeting, and so I look forward to visiting you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Thaddeus. And you are always welcome back at our meetings. And I just also want to just open out to everybody on the line. if you just want to say anything, whether it's feedback, how you're feeling, how you found the meeting, then I just want to open up 5 seconds. You're welcome to unmute and just let us know. Okay, I will use my fingers for 5 seconds just so that you can unmute and just say, I want to say something.
Can I go?
Yes, please.
I want to make a special shout out to Sibongile, who without fail, every meeting has roles filled up, has a really great combination of speakers, evaluators, Toastmasters, and role players. And I don't think we say it enough, but Sibongile, I wanted to know that I really appreciate how you put this together. Thank you.
Me too.
I second that 1,000 times.
Bravo, VP.
Madam President, can I also give feedback?
Yes, please, go ahead.
Awesome, thank you so much. I just wanted to say I am really, really proud of the Northriding Toastmasters Club. You guys are going strong and you are just one of the greatest club in the district of 74. Well, in my opinion, super, super proud of you. And tonight's meeting was quite inspiring. I loved the Toastmasters energy. I loved the table topics. I loved the evaluations. Like everything went on so smoothly. So well done to everyone involved. And just for the visitors taking part and giving feedback as well. It is just inspiring to see the club going strength to strength. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Hadi. The club does stand on your shoulders as well. And we just thank you for supporting us throughout. And we hope that we can get even better and better as time goes on. Thank you. I will presume that.
Sorry, Madam President. Sorry, I just want to just quickly. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed my time tonight. You know, I've made it a mission of mine to take advantage of these online Zoom meetings, because once we get back to in person, I'm not going to be able to drive around everywhere to attend these meetings. So I'm trying to attend as many as I can, and I see some familiar faces that I saw on another Toastmaster meeting last night. So I can see I'm not the only one that's doing that. But I also want to give a shout out to Northriding Toastmasters, because it's probably one of my favorite meetings to attend. I love the energy. I love the vibe. I think you have got some great people at this meeting. You have great attendance every single meeting that I'm at. Not only that, but you've got international attendance, which you hardly ever see. And to be getting feedback from international visitors saying that they're also enjoying the meeting I don't think you can get any better than that. So shout out to you, Madam President, and the entire EXCO and everyone on in the club. So yeah, back to you.
Thank you
At
very
this
much.
point, you're just one of our members now. You're like a regular all the time. Thanks.
Thank you very much. I will then move on just to go on a point. We have our new member, Levu. We just want to welcome you, and we will officially induct you soon. And I just wanted to make mention of that. We're absolutely happy to have you join us. Woo! And then thank you for paying your dues. And this is to the club. I hope that we can continue making timeless payment of our dues. I'm sure our treasurer is happy that you are actually listening to what she says in her invitation. So thank you very much. I am so happy to be a part of this club and an extension of everyone on this call, because as you give your evaluations and your feedback, you grow us as a club and us as people. And personally, I take your lessons on into the rest of my days. And so thank you very much for that. With that said, I want to remind you of the words of Robert Collier that says that success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. I hope coming to the Northriding Toastmasters Club will be one of those repetitions that contributes to your success and to you being the best version of yourself, because you can and we need you. All right, so that's the end of our meeting. We are officially adjourned.
Yay! Thank you.
Thank you, team. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes,
Thank you,
guys.
everyone.
Bye.
Night.
Bye.